let's actually get to the framework. So today, this is kind of the framework that we're going to go through. And if you looked at your workbook, you would have seen kind of that it's broken down like this. And we're going to go through this framework piece by piece. So we're going to go through what you offer, who you serve, how you're different. But then we're going to look at the magic of the intersections. And this is where the magic happens, in the tribe and the value and the niche. And then we're going to end off by really rounding it off with really what is your brand, and how do you put your brand out there, and what makes a brand a brand. So I can't see any of the comments or feedback. So if there are questions or things that you want to chat, or yeah, just let me know. Okay.
I'm watching. I'm keeping an eye on that for you, Thilo. But yes, okay. Please do. If you have a question, don't be shy. Please jump in. Be bubbly.
Yeah. Yes, don't be serious. This is not a serious session. So please, let yourself loose here if you can. It's a safe space. Today I'm going to use my business as an example, just because it's the easiest. And then, for you to get a sense of how we're going to build this message. And then, as I go through it, the first few slides might be quite standard. But as I said, as we move on through this workbook, you'll see how the magic comes alive. So if you just think about the sun, before we get into messaging and why it's important, if we think about the sun is amazing. It shines on everyone. It's warm. We like it. It's awesome. But if we just take a few rays of that sun and we focus it, we can actually start a fire. And you'll see this picture, which looks a bit blurred, but it's basically a magnifying glass sort of starting a fire. And this is what we want to do with the message. We want to stop being like the sun that's just nice and pleasant to everybody, but we really want to focus our message so that we start a fire in our ideal tribe, in the people that we want to serve. So let's start off with what you offer. So as I said, that we're going to work through each piece, and each piece by itself is quite standard. But when we start putting it together and we start exploring sort of when we start exploring the intersections, that's when the magic comes alive. So we're going to start with what you offer, which is the top of the blueprint. And why wouldn't we start with what you offer? It is the meat and potatoes of what you do. It's the bricks and mortar. It's what you're obsessed about. But there is a big danger in focusing only on what you do. And I would have asked you guys to tell me that. But I think I'm not going to make you guess. I'm just going to tell you. And the danger in only focusing on what you offer is that you can become quite one-dimensional in your message. And if you have a profitable niche if there is a profitable niche that you've identified for your business, there's probably a lot of people playing in that niche, and you're not going to cut through the noise, as we said. And there's nothing that's going to separate you or distinguish you. For example, before I show you my example, I'm actually going to just talk to you about the difference between a commodity and a value market. So we don't want to compete in a commodity market. We obviously want to compete in a value market. And what happens with our offerings and businesses and in a commodity market is when we start competing on price and features. We start saying, you should work with me because my prices is better than everyone else. I actually had a client this morning before the session, and that's what she told me but I offer the best prices. And then and then we had to go through this whole discussion why offering the best price is just not a good plan as a business. It's not a sustainable business, and it shouldn't be a part of your point of difference or why people should want to work with you. The other mistake that people also make is they think, well, I've got a better feature than everybody else. My thing, my platform, my business has a special widget or a special program. I mean, I'm working with a coach who said to me, I have a special scale that can analyze the full body thing. And I had to tell her, look, I mean, anybody of your competitors can go and buy that scale. So, it's that feature. And from a tech point of view, it's maybe a specific, type of new tech that's the latest tech that's on the market. But the reality is, in a year, someone else can come and copy that exact same feature and put it on their platform or in their business. So it's also not a sustainable way to differentiate yourself in the market. And really, the only way to differentiate yourself is and the way you want to start to compete is actually on how you're different, on who you are, on your experiences, on your background, even on your methodology and frameworks and your values, because people want to work with you because of the experience they have of working with you. They want to experience you. You have something unique to bring to the table that your competitors don't have. And I'll tell you a really nice story about this just now. But that's what we really want to explore in this session, like what makes you different, what makes your business different. And, I know that we may talk about service-based businesses a lot, but like I used to work on, most of my marketing was in product-based businesses. So I used to say work on OMO, and I could say I sell washing powder. Basically, I was marketing on OMO, I sell washing powder. But that's not what we said. And I'll tell you now what we said. But even on a product level, you do need to add that element of personality and tone and voice and bring a unique experience to the foreground. And that's what makes people want to work with you. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. Yeah. So let's just start here, and if you want to just look at your workbooks as well, I'll tell you what page it's on. So let's use my business as example. So if I had to just tell people what I offer, I would say something like, I help businesses to grow. Imagine if I came up to you and you said to me, what do you do? And I said, well, I help businesses to grow. How would that sound? Not very good. But anyway, I want you guys to start here, just, as a base, as we start building up this message, to quickly jot down, what do you actually do for people? What do you offer? What do you sell? Is that okay?
Yes, just a reminder to everybody, if you haven't received the reminder email with the link to the document, I've just shared it again. You can choose to open the Word or the PDF version.